He is the charismatic leader and bishop of a Columbus-based church with followers across the world and here in Northeast Ohio. But tonight, secrets are revealed.
The investigator Tom Meyer is uncovering allegations of sex abuse against the man many feel is the closest thing to Jesus. Hi, Tom.
Sarah, victims are breaking their silence, talking exclusively to us. A warning, some language is explicit and inappropriate for children.
And when I looked, he had pulled out his penis fully erect.
Men of the Church of the Living God International say, "Me too." They're breaking their silence to accuse a powerful figure of sexual misconduct.
Then if I get in trouble, let me bear my own burden.
The Reverend Joseph White is the founder and presiding bishop of the Columbus-based church, which has ties in Northeast Ohio. Claims of sexual abuse against White go back decades.
Like all predators, he preyed on people who he thought were vulnerable for one reason or another.
Attorney Tyler Fox represented victims in the Catholic Church sex scandal and now represents some of Bishop White's victims.
We've been groomed to believe that this man is the closest thing to Jesus.
They were minors and young men at the time of the abuse.
There were comments that were made that he is the holiest man on the earth.
3 victims in Ohio declined to talk on camera. So the Channel 3 investigative team packed their bags and headed to Atlanta, where we connected with 3 more victims who decided time's up for Bishop White.
Dr. White jumps on top of me like a man would be on top of a woman.
Lloyd Ocampo, Kevin Glover, and Travis Durham say the bishop sexually abused them at a time when they were most vulnerable.
He's bringing me and exposing me to pornography that he watches.
Durham was 17 when he says the bishop exposed his private parts while they were laying in bed.
And he started moving it around, and then he said, it's big, ain't it?
CLGI is a Pentecostal church with more than 100 locations in the U.S., Europe, and elsewhere. This is their headquarters in Columbus, where the bishop is senior pastor of CLGI, Pool of Bethesda.
All day long, yeah.
Some victims say White began showing them pornography when they were under 18, all part of the grooming process, they say.
His typical behavior is to walk around the room without any clothes on. And his typical behavior is to get in the bed with no clothes on.
Some victims say it may have felt wrong.
I'm thinking, it's me, it's me, it's me. That's why I've kept telling myself.
But they kept thinking this was the church's top leader, the founding bishop who preached the Word of God. Durham was 17 and confused when he says White began making sexual advances.
Didn't know what a father figure was, didn't know what love was.
There's an Ohio victim who also had a physical relationship with White beginning at age 17. A former church member shared a recording of a phone conversation she had with him. He says he was with White when he bought Viagra, took off his clothes, and began the grooming process. White may be a powerful man, but is he above the law? He told his congregation what the Lord said.
He said, and no matter what law may pass, no matter what decision people may make, he said, none of those laws can govern you because you are in the Spirit.
We reached out to Bishop White, who lives here in suburban Columbus. We emailed him and we called him 5 times, asking him to respond to the allegations. The bishop never responded.
Tom Meyer with Channel 3 News in Cleveland.
But we caught up with him as he pulled into the church parking lot in his Mercedes.
Some former church members, including minors, have accused you. Bishop White. Bishop White. Bishop White, just want to ask you about allegations that are being made against you.
They're not true.
They're not true? Can you elaborate?
White may have denied the allegations, but he had no interest in talking about them.
Victims tell me that you spent a lot of time grooming them to become sexually intimate, Bishop.
The church's board of directors said in a confidential memo last August that they're investigating allegations of inappropriate conduct against the presiding bishop. A church spokesman emailed late today and called the allegations against Bishop White sensational and spurious. He said they were made to gain leverage in a financial dispute between CLGI and another church.
You've got part 2 of this report tomorrow night. What can we expect?
Russ, we're going to uncover allegations of a cover-up. What's in church files? What did the church know? and what did the church do about it?
Okay. Tom Meyer, thank you.
Sure.